We're going streaky! Yes!
Welcome to Going Streaking, where we're going to give you the lowdown on pop culture and everything else going on in the world. This is El Guapo, and with me, as always, is my dear friend and co-host Jed. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Good evening, America. So what do you got playing here right now?
Goodbye Stranger by Supertramp. And the funny thing is, the album was called Breakfast in America.
Yeah? Is there inspiration behind this whole song?
Well, it's called Goodbye Stranger. And it's basically about, moving on in life. I think in particular it was a relationship or a one night stand with a gal, or maybe not even a one night stand, just a relationship and, just saying goodbye. And Jed and I are not saying goodbye to this show. What we are saying goodbye to is the fact that sports is in a bit of a, what would you say, Jed, a black hole as we speak?
Yeah. Football season is sadly gone, and a lot of sports fans will say, cheer up, guys. Baseball season's coming up soon. We're in the middle of the NBA season. The finals are about to start. Look, the Olympics are just started. But guess what? We're not as inspiring.
Yeah. Sorry, that's not us. We're not experts, and we're not going to pretend to be experts when it comes to figure skating. I think my knowledge comes from watching Blades of Glory with Will Ferrell and John Heater in terms of figure skating. So we're just not even going to go there. We're not going to disrespect those athletes by trying to even break down that arena of sports.
And my only experience comes from my home country, Jamaica. And we got Cool Runnings, and that's the only thing I really had backing me for the Winter Olympics. So, that's kind of sad.
Man.
But, as always, we do still have a rundown. We may not be talking football, but we have about 4 topics to talk about. Some do deal with the Super Bowl, which just passed. And some do talk about some teaser trailers that have been addressed. Some sports fans in general, and the black hole we've been talking about just lately. Stay tuned to Going Streaking. Rick roll. Oh man.
Oh, of course, we had to Rick roll.
Oh man.
But is it Rick rolling if you like it?
Oh yeah, true. Before we get started, since this is our first show of the new year, it is February, everybody, so we took a month hiatus. We apologize. We had promised to not take vacations on this podcast, but last thing I checked, and you could agree with me, El Guapo, there was like a flu epidemic going around.
Yeah, a lot of shit was going on. My son got the flu. My wife had flu-like symptoms, but didn't have the flu, and somehow, by some miracle, I did not get the flu, knock on wood.
I got migraines, and I've never had a history of them. So I wish I was drinking the night before I got it, but never got migraines before. So that took me out as well. And I went to New York. So saw family. I also went to Charlotte. All that within a 4-week time frame. So yeah, I did some traveling. Apologize, everybody. Maybe we'll get, phone service on this podcast sometime soon, where we could radio in or something like that. That'd be pretty cool, right?
Yeah, that would be cool. I would definitely like to get listeners' perspectives. Yeah. Although I think we both would like to fancy ourselves as experts on the topics that we bring up. That's what makes America, the world, awesome. Is that none of us are alike. We can have different opinions, and we can agree to disagree. There's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm I'm sure many of you have Twitter or Facebook, Instagram, whatever your vice may be from social media. We see it all the time in the comment section. You see people that are complete strangers getting personal, saying you're ugly, attacking their personal appearance, attacking their families, looking into their profiles, pictures of their wives, their children, their spouse. To me, that is disturbing. And it's all because of a disagreement. Listen, we can disagree all day, whether that's politics, whether that's sports, whether that's taste in music, or even taste in film. It's okay. You can still respectfully disagree, as long as you keep it civil. And that's what we're going to do here at Going Streaking, even though we truly believe that we're giving you the naked truth on whatever topic we are discussing. We want to be respectful. And if we come off as being politically incorrect, so to speak,
we're just passionate for who we truly are.
Exactly. We hold no punches, but at the same time, don't take anything personally, unless you're Donald Trump.
Well, hey, if you want to be a heckler or you want to be a troll, just bring it. Maybe we need the ratings, but we'll embrace it. We'll try it.
Yeah.
You never know. They never say you truly haven't done anything until you have haters, right? They don't boo nobodies, do they?
No, they don't.
Yeah. So bring it on, everybody.
I mean, like T.O. said, I love me some meat.
Oh, gosh. By the way, congratulations to Terrell Owens. You are finally in the NFL Hall of Fame.
He should have been first ballot. He really should have.
Well, it doesn't matter how many times you tried, as long as you got in, right?
That's true. He's a winner, just like everyone's a winner.
So, Sunday was the Super Bowl, and probably everybody's expecting us to talk about what a great freaking game it was. How Nick Foles outshined Tom Brady. But you know what? With that new image, we could get two fucks. I'm not going to really talk about the game. I want to talk about what happened within the game that entertained us. Minus the fact that JT's halftime show sucked, by the way.
I didn't like it.
There was a blackout in the middle of the game.
Yeah.
Well, not the game itself, but televising it, right?
Yeah, the screen went black, and I thought my TV broke.
Yeah,
I'm not going to lie.
I had to text you, right?
God. When you texted me, I felt better because I thought, really, this is a 60-inch LG TV. This is not cheap. If this broke, I mean, the Super Bowl, I'm just thinking of a TV repair that's mounted above my fireplace.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of the ass whip of a repair. So when you told me that, I was at ease.
Oh, yeah. But what I want to talk about is the commercials. Do you think they were better than years past? Were there any commercials that you have seen that you can put in the hall of Super Bowl commercials this past year?
You know, wasn't there one where you had folks from every religion were they at a baseball game or a football game?
It was a monk, a priest, a rabbi, and one other religion I couldn't pinpoint. Maybe it was atheist.
No. I think you had a Muslim in there as well.
Yeah.
But that commercial, I really liked that because I forgot what company, but I just remember at the end saying, we're all on the same team.
Yeah.
So that kind of goes back to what we were saying earlier, that we're all human beings, and not to get deep on y'all, but think about it. We were all born into this world as innocent little babies, and somewhere along the way, some of us became assholes, or some of us changed, became better people. Maybe some of us still are assholes. We all still have asshole qualities. I know I do. Not saying I'm perfect at all. But the point I'm trying to make is, deep down, I believe we're all good people. Or at least I would like to think we are. Even though some people, maybe they lean towards the cruel side a little more than they should. But again, I try not to lose all my faith in humanity.
I would say that Budweiser kind of surprised me this year. Normally they go all outlandish with their Clydesdales, maybe something that's signature like the Budweiser Frog commercial. Maybe they would have expanded a little bit on the Dilly Dilly world, which they did with Bud Knight. That was clever.
Yeah,
But
man, the dilly dilly thing, I still don't get it, man.
Dilly Dilly is a term of cheers, by the way.
I figured it's basically like, yeah, okay, cool.
Cheers,
Dilly dilly,
mate.
cheers.
Yeah. But the one that was hit at home was, to me, honestly, was the turning the beer into wine. No,
Into
water.
That was cool.
That was pretty nice. You know, setting a dedication to all the cities and towns that were hit by catastrophe. Houston, Florida, Puerto Rico, California. You know, saying that we're here for you. But the one I think that stole the night, and I gotta play the commercial.
Oh boy, the Danny DeVito.
No, it wasn't Danny DeVito. I thought this one stole the night, honestly.
Oh, I know where you're going. This was fantastic.
This was amazing. Oh, great. Here we go. And the minute I saw this commercial, honestly, this is the setup. I knew Tom Brady was going to lose the Super Bowl. Because anytime that this guy shows up on Super Bowl Sunday, he becomes Tom Brady's kryptonite. I'm talking about Eli Manning.
Gonna work on that thing? Yeah, let's do it. Let's get it.
Eli drops back to pass to Odell Beckham. And now we have Dirty Dancing.
I wonder how many takes this took for them to choreograph this.
You know, Odell might be auditioning for, Dancing with the Stars.
You know, I figured Eli would be a little more stiff. I'm actually surprised. He had a little bit of rhythm there.
Yeah. He must have got some practice from his brother. I'm not talking about Peyton. What's the other one? Cooper Manning?
Cooper.
Yeah. I think
Look, are those the real offensive line?
Yes, they are. Yeah, OBJ's like,
I'm not going to lie.
he must be scared to jump.
I mean, it's a little gay. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but it's hilarious.
Yeah. He was masculine enough to be feminine enough for that commercial.
I just wonder who came up with that idea.
I swear to you, it had to be Cooper Manning, man. That's something that comes off his playbook for him to. His humor is just so outlandish. He's funnier than his brothers. And I'm pulling up here the Danny DeVito commercial.
Oh boy!
Because apparently it was your favorite. So,
I don't know if it was really my favorite. It was, it's Danny DeVito, Always Sunny, man.
Well, I found it kind of ironic that this commercial happened in the day that the Eagles won, right?
Well, I guess that was a sign. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, right?
Oh my gosh, listen to this.
I've had 3 people try to eat me today. 3! Ooh, lucky penny. Anyway, sometimes I wish I were human. Whoa, look at me!
He's not even the most attractive human.
You want to eat me? No, thanks. Oh, would you like to eat me?
Maybe he was talking to Sarah Paulson or something.
You dropped your lucky penny.
Oh
Man, I
man.
look good.
You're still short and bald.
Savage getting down on
Yeah.
Danny DeVito like that. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but then maybe just for one last Super Bowl commercial to bring up. Are you trying to pull up one right now?
Well, no, I was just looking to see if I could find one that I thought was kind of funny.
Oh, this is the one I'm gonna pull up here.
The Tide ones were funny. I thought,
Oh,
with,
what's his
David
name?
Harbour from
David Harbour.
from Stranger Things.
Yes. Yeah, play that one. I got one more after that one. If you can find the David Harbour Tide commercial.
found.
There we go.
Yeah, just your typical Super Bowl car ad.
Yeah.
Right? Or a hilarious beer ad. Or whatever ad this is.
Whatever.
But it's a Tide ad.
What?
It's a Tide ad.
It's a Tide ad.
There are no stains.
Yeah.
Let those clean.
Then they start focusing on the clothes to make you realize, oh yeah, you're so clean.
A gift that lasts for a time.
time for a cold refreshment.
Tie that.
Fall into the sleep.
They start getting passionate. You think it's a shit commercial?
Tide.
Meet the all new.
No, it's a Tide ad. Tide.
I gotta tell you, Tide, that's what we use here in my household. Gotta tell you, clothes come out, they smell fantastic.
You know what would have been awesome as part of that commercial? If it showed a teenage kid trying to eat a Tide Pod.
I think I think Tide was trying to go away from that. I mean, I don't think they wanted
no,
to.
it's a Tide ad.
I don't think they wanted to bring that up, but maybe it's like, listen, it's detergent. It's going to make your clothes look nice. That's it.
Yeah.
Not for anything else.
It's
To make
interesting
your
that,
clothes
you know, they
look
locked
nice and clean.
down Tide Pods. You know that, right? If you were to go to the supermarket right now, they are lockboxed. But
Well-
yet, Clorox bleach is available for purchase straight up out. Not even locked
I mean,
up.
we don't use Tide Pods. We just buy the handle or whatever the hell it is.
They got the Dippin' Dots Clorox pods. Like a little
oh my
Dippin'.
gosh, it's insanely irresponsible, I think.
Yeah, and I think this is the last.
Oh yeah, the Alexa loses her voice. That was a good one.
That was a go.
Alexa?
Amazon's Alexa lost her voice this morning, causing a
Alexa lost her voice. How is that even possible?
We have the replacements ready. Just say the word.
And you're sure this is going to work?
Yeah.
Alexa, show me a recipe for a grilled cheese sandwich.
32 years of age. And you don't know how to make a grilled cheese sandwich. Its name is the recipe.
Shut it down.
Like, how far is Mars?
How far is Mars? Well, how am I supposed to know? I never been there. This guy want to go to Mars.
Cardi B has
What?
made it big this year,
There's not
man.
even oxygen
Not a
there.
fan.
Alexa, set the mood.
Now setting the mood. You're in the bush. And you're just so dirty.
Rebel Wilson,
so
man.
sweaty. Because it's hot
Would
in
you
that
hit it?
bush.
Alexa,
Nah,
Bush,
nah.
reboot.
Alexa, play
Even
some
though she'll do the sneaky on you.
No.
Country music.
No, Alexa, country music.
Yeah, I wouldn't have played country music either. No disrespect to people that like country music.
Alexa, call Brandon.
I'm afraid Brandon is a little tied up.
What's wrong, baby?
But do let me know if there's anything
Anthony Hopkins.
Oh gosh.
Jessica.
It's weird. When I see that commercial all the time now with that peacock, and I don't know if you heard this story, some chick, some dumb woman,
Tried to bring it on
Well,
the airplane,
fucking trying to bring a damn
saying that it
peacock.
helped her fly. It was something that helped her anxiety.
It's like, how do you freaking get a anti-anxiety trained damn peacock?
Well, I think the
They don't even do
simpler
that for
solution would have
cats.
been take a Valium or two.
Yeah.
That
Yes.
probably would have been the better.
Yes. See, the solution to a lot of problems is MJ. All right, it's easy to carry.
MJ.
Mary Jane.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Michael Jordan.
Oh God, I thought you were thinking about Michael Jackson.
You know, you can get in trouble there.
Oh yeah. So sad.
Too soon.
Too soon. Yeah. On a lighter note, so we talked about commercials.
Yeah.
There was trailers that came out this week.
Exciting ones too.
One of them was teased. They teased the teaser trailer.
They
which
did,
that
but
makes no damn
even the
sense.
teaser for the teaser, I was excited.
Yeah. And we're talking about, the first one we're talking about is a Star Wars story, Solo.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is that this is obviously the story about how Han Solo became who he is before he got killed by Ben Solo, his own son. Sorry to spoil you.
How he got the Millennium Falcon. How
Yeah.
he met Lando.
They winked a nod on that, by the way, in the last episode of the Star Wars saga. Before, what's his name, passed away.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
The dice.
the dice.
Well,
Yeah.
those will come back into play, I'm sure.
I hope so. But yeah, What do you think about Khaleesi? What do you think of her role in this whole thing? Love interest, obviously.
Probably Han's gonna bang her, I would assume.
First love.
First love, she'll probably end up sacrificing herself. Something like that, I would imagine. But as long as she's nude. No, it's a Disney film. It's not happening.
Oh, yeah. It's funny to look at that trailer and realize that there may not be any Jedi in this entire movie.
Well, there wasn't any Jedi in Rogue One either. I mean...
But there was a Sith.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you had a Force user. You did see a lightsaber. That's true.
There can't be any Force users. Oh,
well,
do they come across any?
Well, Chirrut, he had some Force elements to him, but he wasn't a Jedi.
Who's Chirrut?
Chirrut Imwe. He was the blind guy.
Oh, yeah. I'm one with the Force, and the Force is one with me.
Yeah, that guy. So basically, he was Force sensitive, but he wasn't a Jedi.
He was using the Force to see.
Essentially, yes.
Okay.
To supplement the vision. I guess what little to no vision that he had.
Mm-hmm.
But my first thoughts on the teaser, I loved seeing the little ending of Chewbacca putting his arm on Han. I thought that was cool. Seeing the glimpse of Lando, a glimpse of some of the new creatures and aliens. The visuals looked really neat. And I think the actual teaser was pretty cool just to see the Millennium Falcon in action. I got to see Woody Harrelson. I love Woody Harrelson. I think he's great. So I'm assuming he plays Han's mentor, maybe comic relief.
Teaches the way how to fly, how to actually be...
He's probably going to go out in a blaze of glory, probably.
Oh, yeah. He's going to be the inspiration for him to be kind of dark and not really personal with people. And
teach him the ways of the smuggler.
Yeah, and Lando, as always, is going to be his only connection to what this storyline is. Easy to say that Emilia Clarke's character probably going to pass away, as well as Woody Harrelson.
Yeah. Her and Woody are gone. So, yeah, we can safely say Chewbacca, Han Solo, and Lando Calrissian are going to survive the film.
Yeah.
They did show a
put money on
droid.
it?
Oh, yeah, I bet the farm.
Yeah, like, oh, you're spoiling it. Like, some people said that the movie Lincoln, we say that Lincoln dies at the end. People got pissed off.
Well, unfortunately, with our education system and this program, and this isn't anything against teachers in general, just with kids not willing to learn, and it's tough out there. So I'm not shocked.
Yeah, we just played HQ, which is a big
all.
trivia game. And one of the trivia questions, was the second one, was which country did the United States and the colonies, well, before it became the United States, the American colonies separated from? And people selected Japan, and what was the other choice?
Wakanda. Which doesn't exist unless you're in the Marvel universe and Black Panther's around. And not the Black Panther Party. I'm talking Black Panther. Not Sex Panther by Odeon either.
Yeah.
Or it works 60% of the time, every time. We're talking, there were people that did not know American History 101. We got our independence from Great Britain.
Yeah.
The Redcoats are coming.
If France was a choice, I could understand some people getting confused about that.
But Wakanda and Japan. Well, first off, no one should have chose Wakanda. It's fictional. And Japan, I know they were the first ones to attack us in World War II. So maybe that's where people were getting confused. But
they didn't get the prequel to World War II.
But that's what I'm saying. It's still... It's one of those questions that should have been unanimous.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of embarrassing.
Oh, it's extremely embarrassing.
It's funny that my parents always told me, and this little side rant here is, I'm the son of two immigrants. I'm first generation American. My parents actually had to take a test to get their citizenship. They had their student visas, and then took the American citizenship test. They said that test is so freaking hard. It's harder than taking the SATs, the ACTs, the MCATs, or whatever you call type of exams for further education than anything they've taken before. And there's people here that can't pass that test that were born in this country.
It's sad.
Can you imagine if they had to take people had to take this test to validate their citizenship here? That you were born here? When you turn 18, you need to take this test to validate your citizenship. And if you don't pass that test, you get deported and you could choose another country to go to.
I have no doubt that many Americans would fail.
I might actually fail that test on purpose based on the conditions of right now.
You know what? Maybe.
Well, maybe because of the extra $40 in my paycheck a week. Maybe I have to shut up a little bit.
Yeah, exactly, right? I mean, that's an extra $40 at the strip club.
Well,
that's 2 lap dances per paycheck that
Yeah.
you can now get.
An extra chance of blue balls. So excited. Oh, man. And then the other trailer, which I'm more eager to play in the audio of. I'll play for everybody here. Oh, great. Commercials by PlayStation.
Oh, boy.
Oh, gosh. YouTube used to be so awesome when they didn't have ads. Hey, there was actually a Super Bowl commercial that said, skip this ad. I don't know if you've noticed that one.
I don't remember.
Yeah. Here we go.
Okay.
It's a Red Band trailer. I wonder what's different with this one.
Isn't Red Band mean it's like
Ready?
violent?
I was born into war, bred into it. People think they understand pain, but they have no concept.
I have a huge Braveheart. I forgot who's talking
What's
right
the
now.
most pain you've ever
Josh
felt?
Brolin.
Josh Brolin. Cable.
Cable.
Maybe the kind that leaves you more machine than man.
Wait, no, stop! What in the actual ass?
Wade
Dale,
Wilson,
why
man.
are the visual effects not done? It's a metal arm!
I just
It's not
love
like
how he
I'm
says,
trying to remove a
what in the
mustache.
ass?
Oh,
Yeah.
Fuck it. I'll do it myself.
The fact that, you can make fun of yourself
I'm from the future.
and use action figures to do the trailer
Pew, pew, pew. Reach
And-
for the sky!
and do a Woody reference
Sheriff Deadpool.
and
You know, you're a lot taller in the... Shut up, you little
it's
asshole.
the reference to Avengers right there.
Regeneration powers, activate!
That's not something you say.
Zip it, Cable! I got the stones to help you.
Another reference to the Avengers.
No biting. They're done already? Oh, wow, that was unrealistically fast. Okay. Get it.
I like the fact they brought Negasonic Teenage Warhead back.
Yeah, me too. That's one hot lesbian.
She's a lesbian in real life.
Yep.
Oh,
I mean, technically, we're lesbians. We like women.
oh yeah, that's so true.
She shares a similar interest.
Is it Pendar? Indar?
This is the best part of the
Time's
trailer.
up, you dumb fuck.
The blind old lady pointing the gun in the wrong
That's just lazy
direction.
writing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Basically, just before Labor Day. Memorial Day.
Well, here's the
weekend.
thing that gets me. Okay, so I'm admittedly not really a huge X-Men guy. I did love Logan. I don't hate the X-Men. I just never really got into the mythology of it. Now, to my understanding, Jed, and you can help me get on track here. Scott Summers, is that Cable's name?
No.
No, that was his father.
Scott Summers is his
was
father.
Cyclops.
Yes. Nate Summers is his, I believe, his uncle, which is,
So Cable is essentially the son
No, I'm trying to find, I think is either Nate Summers is his uncle or is it him? Yeah, Nate Summers is his real name. Yeah.
Okay, so he is the son of
Jean Grey and
Cyclops.
yes.
So I know there's all kinds of continuity issues with the X-Men movies as they stand now, with Days of Future Past and rewriting the history. I like Days of Future Past, but to me it kind of rewrote things. So I know Disney or Marvel now owns rights to that now.
There's been a contract. Well, Disney has bought Fox,
which means they're going to get the rights to the
X-Men. They're going to get the right, but the transaction has not gone through yet.
Okay.
The check hasn't cleared yet. Buddy.
Okay. Well, let's look at it this way. To me, it's just I see Josh Brolin as kind of an older dude, Cable. So if Cyclops and Jean Grey existed in this universe, I would imagine at this timeline they're probably dead or old as shit.
Yeah. Basically, I could see Wade Wilson.
Or is he a time traveler?
Say he is a time traveler, by the way. I could see Deadpool saying that, ooh, that Days of Future's Past movie really must have fucked up your future. Say something like that.
That would be hilarious if they threw that. I think they should
say a line like that.
Because that's where a more casual X-Men fan like myself
would get it.
And I say casual very loosely because, again, I have nothing against it. I'm not as hardcore as I was into, Batman, Superman, and some of DC, Star Wars. But, again, I'm very excited to see the movie. I absolutely loved the first Deadpool. I thought it was fan-fucking-tastic. And I'm looking forward to this one. I do think it is strange, though, that Tim Miller, the director of the first movie, left this project. Apparently, him and Ryan Reynolds had some differences as opposed to who should be playing Cable. And I think there was a few other rumors of them not getting along over certain script aspects. But Josh Brolin's now two characters in the Marvel Universe. He's Thanos, and now he's going to be Cable. But what's going to be interesting is if in the future, both of those characters appear in the same film.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I think the biggest excuse that they could say is that Cable is more of an actual human being, and then you got Thanos, whose voice can just cover it, and you can say he looks nothing like
That's true,
him.
But to me, it's Josh Brolin's voice is Josh Brolin, man.
Yeah, his voice is too damn unique to even do it. You know what would have been really good if they really stuck with Cable and just changed Thanos' voice, would be a little bit of a distinguished voice for Thanos. But it won't change the essence of what we've heard in other movies already, is if you use John Hamm.
Yeah, you see, John Hamm, man, let me tell you, I think DC really dropped the ball.
For Batman?
Yes, I think he would have been the fucking perfect Bruce Wayne, because he's not young, but he's not old, and to me, seeing him as Don Draper, it's like, it's fucking Bruce Wayne right there. Playboy millionaire.
But can you see him wearing spandex?
I could see him rocking the bat suit, man. I'm telling you. I think that was a missed opportunity. And I'm not a Ben Affleck hater. I thought he was all right. I mean, the script could have been better. But the point is, I just think John Hamm, if I were to reboot Batman right now, I would cast John Hamm. And there actually is an interesting rumor.
Jeffrey D. Morgan?
Well, yeah, the Flashpoint storyline. But no, there's another rumor now that they're going to do a Joker spin-off movie. Now, here's the funny thing. It is an origin film that Jared Leto, the most recent actor to portray the Joker in Suicide Squad, is not signed up to play. Right now, Todd Phillips, the director of great films that are comedies, such as The Hangover and Old School, is set to direct. So I'm thinking, interesting. You're getting a guy that normally does comedy to do something serious, because apparently this movie is supposed to be set in the 80s and it's supposed to have a very gritty tone, but it's going to just focus strictly on how the Joker became the Joker. And right now, Joaquin Phoenix is in talks to play the Joker. Now, let me tell you something. I think that's fantastic casting, because Joaquin Phoenix is a hell of an actor, and I think he would give a haunting portrayal of the Joker. But he's not a young man, and if this is about a young Joker, doesn't make sense to me. And apparently Jared Leto is still going to play the Joker in other continuities of the DC universe. To me, that just doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Well, one thing I would admit that DC does really well in regards to their villains, and this is what makes their villains amazing, is you take your main character, right?
Mm-hmm.
Someone like Batman, who has grown up as an orphan, parents killed at an early age, and has taken the experience and transformed that into positive energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is where DC has taken the likeness. The villain is a very stark mirror image of your heroine, goes through the same stuff, similar to your hero, but goes the opposite direction. And that's the confliction. That's what brings that confliction. Because you empathize with them. And that's what makes Joker's character so strong. Because in his background, he loses his family at an early age as well.
Yeah, if we're talking the comics, yeah.
Yeah. He loses his family at a very young age as well. He wasn't as blessed financially. He wasn't. And he takes a downward turn for crime. And then he gets in an accident. But in the comics, he goes into magic.
Yeah,
that's like
Red
dark
Hood.
magic. Red Hood. He
Yeah.
was a magician. And he was kind of a little mischievous.
I think he was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But the point is, I think it goes into the whole, even if you want to talk the Punisher, Marvel, where they talk about all it takes is one bad day.
Yeah.
One bad day could change your entire outlook on life, and you could either choose to move forward and become a stronger person, mentally, physically, whatever you need to do to get yourself right, or you can go down a dark path.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, with the Joker obviously went down a very dark path, and Bruce, you could say he went down a dark path himself, but it was a dark path that ultimately led to some form of self-righteousness, being a vigilante, ensuring that no other person has to go through the type of loss that he had to go through. And that's one thing that, I know I'm getting in the weeds here, but do you remember Batman Forever?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not saying it was the strongest film in the series, but I do think people give it a bad rap. Sure, some of the neon stuff was over the top, but hey, you gotta remember, this was the mid-90s. If there's one thing that I really liked in that script, whether this was on Akiva Goldsmith or Goldsman or Joel Schumacher, I really liked the fact that they had a scene in the circus where you see the Flying Graysons, you meet Dick Grayson, and Harvey Dent, aka Two-Face, comes out saying, if somebody doesn't come out here and reveal themselves to be Batman, I'm basically going to just blow this entire place up.
Yeah.
But Bruce Wayne, being someone that he really genuinely cared about people, he was willing to sacrifice himself. there's that scene. He screams, "Harvey, I'm Batman," but nobody could hear because everybody around was screaming. But he was yelling, "I'm Batman," and he tries taking matters into his own hands. He doesn't have his bat suit, but he's still out there kicking ass, beating the shit out of these thugs, just in a tux. And you see, Harvey Two-Face, he's kind of taken aback, and he sees that the Flying Graysons are trying to disable the bomb, essentially, to get the bomb up out of the roof and get it away. And Harvey ends up flipping his coin. You see it lands on on Tails, where, and he ends up, blasting down I guess, whatever those wires were that were holding them up. But luckily, Dick was able to roll the bomb down the hill and into the water. But what I'm getting at is that's
a very interesting storyline, by the way. A lot of people should watch that.
Yeah, but to me, that scene shows how Bruce was very selfless, because he tried. Not only did he try to intervene by beating up the bad guys, but he tried telling Harvey he was Batman. He was willing to just give it up all right there, just for the sake of those people in that room. And I think that was pretty awesome that he tried. And I know later in the film, Dick Grayson gets really upset when he finds out that Bruce is Batman. And Bruce tells him, well, as Batman, he tells Dick Grayson, if Bruce Wayne could have given his life in exchange for your parents, he would have. Because remember, in that movie, Nicole Kidman, I will still say, Nicole Kidman in Batman Forever, that's the hottest she's ever been. I think she might be the most beautiful woman in the world, if we're just judging her on that one movie.
She was Poison Ivy?
No. She played Dr. Chase Meridian. She played his love interest / the therapist.
So she wasn't really a signature villain.
No. She wasn't a villain. She was his love interest.
That's it.
And, Bruce tells her about his nightmares. The fact that he could not get over the fact that, his parents were killed by the Joker. Now, obviously, it's a different actor. It's Val Kilmer instead of Michael Keaton this time around. But, it's the continuity's there. And here you have Bruce reliving that nightmare again, seeing a young boy's parents taken right in front of him. And he feels partially responsible. So to me, I'm trying to go deep with this. I thought that was really cool how they kind of tried exploring that, how there was a lot of similarities between Bruce and Dick, and why Bruce felt basically responsible, or that he needed to take responsibility to take care of Dick Grayson, because he felt like, well, I feel responsible. Your parents aren't here, so I'm going to at least offer you a room in my mansion, and I'll pay for your college, and hey, I'm going to take care of you, man. So to me, I think it's a very underrated movie. I thought Jim Carrey was a great Riddler. I think
Tommy Lee Jones was awesome as Two-Face.
And I think he was a little over the top at times, but ultimately I think it was good casting. Now, would I have rather have seen Billy D. Williams as Two-Face?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Because the continuity was not there, because Billy D. Williams was Harvey Dent in the previous movie.
And what's really sad about it is he was contracted
to play
that role. He took the role of Harvey Dent knowing that he would play Two-Face
in the next movie,
in another movie. So the fact that Warner Brothers didn't honor that and decided, you know what, we're going to go with Tommy Lee Jones, who at the time had, a bigger name, but, Billy D's never really played a bad guy, and I think it would have been awesome to really see his acting range. And he might have, I think he would have done a great job.
He still has the potential in the next Star Wars movie.
So, I don't know, man, but for me, as much as I really liked Val Kilmer's interpretation of Batman, I
You
did.
loved them nipples, didn't you?
That was more so with Clooney. I think the nipples were a little more emphasized there, but had Keaton stuck around, man, and had Burton stuck around, it's really interesting the kind of movie that we may have received. Because I was reading that Marlon Wayans
Oh, with Robin?
was going to play Robin. Hey, you never know, man. That might have worked. And that Robin Williams was set to play the Riddler. And Billy D. Williams as Two-Face. Oh, and Renee Russo was going to play Dr. Chase Meridian because she was a little older. Makes more sense for Keaton.
Yeah.
She's still a good-looking woman. But anyways, it would have been really interesting to see what Burton did with it. But, hey, it's neither here nor there. The point is, I think DC is in a bit of a tailspin right now. I'm not sure if they really know what they're doing at all. And as much as I did like Justice League, there was... Let me put it this way. It had its fun moments. It had its fan service. But overall, I could see where people could say it was a bit of a mess. It seemed a bit rushed. But, you know, I guess that's what happens when you start a little too late, you know. You know, Marvel started early and...
Disney had a big vision that Warner Brothers could have really had. But only thing was that they really piggybacked off of Batman. And they had the early 80s movies of Superman. That they had a guy in a wheelchair who they were depending on. That no longer was playing the role of Superman.
Yeah, Christopher Reeve.
Poor Christopher Reeve.
Yeah, Christopher Reeve, man, definitely.
Pioneer.
No, but the thing, again, we're going to go down a rabbit hole, but he was a great guy. He was a humanitarian. But anyways, the point is, Marvel really has their shit together, and I'm looking forward to seeing these movies coming out. So, Deadpool looks awesome. Infinity War looks awesome.
Gonna be back to back for all of them.
Yeah, Solo, Infinity War, and Deadpool all come out in May. So I know myself personally, and I think I speak for Jed as well, we're going to probably be spending a lot of time at the movies in May because, well, all those movies are coming out.
Yeah.
And I know I can speak for both of us in saying we want to see all of those. So it'll be a fun May.
Oh, yeah. Once the tickets come out, man, I'm laying down my money to buy those tickets. We're going to probably get the movie extravaganza tickets by Santikos. Buy us a nice...
Yeah, we're going to have to get our tickets early.
Get Seabass over.
Yeah, Seabass.
If he gets any freedom.
Yeah.
Poor
We'll see.
Seabass. I texted him like 3 hours ago.
Seabass, he's, you know, he's a father of 3 or... Oh, wait, how many does he have now?
He's the father of a basketball team.
Basically.
Mm-hmm. Poor guy. You have one on the table, and I'm just trying to get the prerequisite.
Hey, to me, one's a handful, so I don't know how he does it with multiple. To all of you out there that are moms or dads that have multiple kids, I tip my hat to you. It's not easy.
No, it's not.
But, anyways, what's the next topic?
To the chaos. Just wanted to let you know. When you think about sports, and I know we were trying to be branched out and everything, but when you think about sports, you think about why you root for it, why do you follow the teams that you follow, and how you even got there to begin with. It's because you're a fan, right? So when your team has some form of success, you feel you're part of the family, right?
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
you start tearing up. You start having jubilation. You're excited, like your son finally got laid or something. You want to cheer for him. But for some freaking reason, the city of Philadelphia fans, they don't do signs of jubilation of anything like that. They don't run up the stairs of the Rocky Museum and go cheering, celebrating their victory. There's reason why the police department in Philadelphia greases the fucking poles with Crisco to prevent people from climbing up those damn poles, shaking shit down, popping the traffic lights down to fall on top of other people. These motherfuckers rioted on Sunday night. You would have thought people would have been like honking their horns, throwing confetti in the air. No, they decided to flip other people's cars over. They decided to go to 7-Eleven, start throwing Doritos chips at each other. They decided to pop open Miss Macy's and break the windows over. I'm getting a little warning that I'm too damn loud and passionate here.
Listen,
but let me just say this.
100%.
Philadelphia fans should have showed the excitement like I am as excited to bastardize them. They do not know how to celebrate their victories. And by that, I'm going to do this little news report here. Give me a second so I can play it.
Yep. I just had to play the Rocky music since we were talking about
so here we go. Oh, gosh. Damn YouTube and commercials. So, we have a news report about how Philadelphia acted. Oh gosh. So, riots break out at...
Rioting has broken out in Philadelphia following the Eagles' victory over the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl 2018.
Fires.
Sources said that some 8,000 people had taken to the streets
fans
following the
fighting
historic
each
win
other.
were met by police. There have been unconfirmed reports
Look,
of
there
an
goes the
explosion
7-Eleven
in
getting
Ryan's
raided.
district.
This is eagle on
However, it is
eagle
believed that
violence,
this may have
folks.
been as a
Fans
result
of
a
the
power
same
line,
team,
while others
they should be
suggested that it may
hugging
have
and
been a firework
kissing each
partying,
other,
and it said they are
fucking their mothers or something. I don't know.
They are just...
as a result of missiles being
There was
thrown at
over
them.
60 arrests.
Street
There
lights
should have
have
been more.
been pulled down at Juniper and Market while people have been looting, shouting everything is free as they raided a gas station. Police scanners said that police were overwhelmed by the number of people out on the streets.
And that's why
tearing
I
the lights
hate
down.
the Eagles. And maybe
was
it's not
also
so much I hate
reported
the
that
Eagles,
cars
I
have
hate
been
their
flipped and
fans.
people are climbing the gates at
gosh.
City Hall.
It's funny too because what just made me shocked out. I don't know if these people were drunk or just drunk on life. I have no idea. There was a Ritz-Carlton in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
And a man climbed the awning at the Ritz-Carlton. And he stage dived off that awning. And there's about a view about 100 feet away to show this man doing it. And you may assume, okay, he was caught, right?
Mm-hmm.
But later on, about an hour or so later, I look at this. There's a video of the guy up close. And there's an individual filming this on his own camera phone. And he's about 6 feet away. He's looking straight up at him. And the guy falls almost on top of him. And he takes a step back. And the guy face plants onto the damn street. He gets back up. Blood on his face. He's missing a couple of teeth. He's excited. I bet you that motherfucker's feeling it the very next day. Probably having to go to chiropractor. Going to see his physical therapist saying that I think I broke my back. I need to, get a cast. And afterwards, you thought that was the end of it. People saw this guy do it, followed his footsteps. Instead of just one, it was 30 people on the Ritz-Carlton awning. And the awning collapsed. And collapsed with people on it. And then you would have thought, oh, man, we're done. It's over. No, the people got right back up and started grabbing pieces of the Ritz-Carlton awning and ran off in celebration.
And again, it's one of those things to where you should celebrate responsibly. And obviously I'm going to sound biased here being a San Antonio Spurs fan, but every championship the Spurs have won, and I've been alive for all 5 of them, the craziest thing that happened where you had some drunk Mexicans waving a Spurs flag downtown and honking their horns excessively. But everyone was happy. Nobody was flipping cars.
No one was hurting one another.
Strangers were giving each other high fives and hugs and kisses. It was just like everybody, was family. And I think with sports is a magical thing to where when you're a fan and you share that mutual love of the game and a mutual love for the same team, and you can celebrate with folks that, are passionate about your team. The fact that these fans were fighting each other. You're fighting each other when you should be happy that your team won its first ever Super Bowl and you were alive to see it. You should be giving these people high fives at the minimum, or just giving a thumbs up or a nod and a wave. But to start shit over a fight or looting your local small businesses, I don't understand why you would want to get that crazy. I mean, if you want to get crazy, you want to get nuts, go dance, in your underwear in the street.
Go streaking.
Yes, go streaking, and something like that. But don't hurt anybody. So to me, it's unfortunate. It really is.
And you know the sad thing? The one less violent act that I saw was probably the most disgusting. They've been known more to punch police horses. So instead of punch a police horse, there was a guy who ate horse shit. 3 hours later, that same guy had to go to the hospital.
I just remember seeing fires in downtown Philadelphia.
People were carrying telephone poles. Do these people even realize that the celebration that they're celebrating, I guess, the riots? Is it really a riot if there's white people involved?
I don't know. I really don't. I've never been in a riot, so.
So I guess this is considered a irrational celebration, but the fact that they're celebrating and damaging their city, if the mayor has said after they celebrated yesterday in Philadelphia, that taxes are going up in the city because of the damage that they made, do you think the people would say that was worth it?
I don't know.
No?
Probably not.
No. Everybody got raises in their paychecks today, but those people will probably get deductions on their state and city taxes. Because they're stupid freaking pity.
There's some weird songs on this Rocky 2 soundtrack. I don't remember this one. Oh, this is when Rocky was walking home with Adrian after they got married.
Oh, that's a terrible song.
Oh, it's the guys.
Speaking of which, the Creed 2 movie is coming out next year.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, he's gonna, Michael B. Jordan's Creed will be playing Drago's son.
Really?
Yeah. And they actually...
So really, this movie's going to be a Creed versus Drago?
Yeah.
It's going to be another Cold War film?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, I guess if the shoe fits, right?
I'm going to show you, the guy that they hired. So, they hired this guy named Florian Monteau to play Ivan Drago's son. How brolic is that dude?
Wow.
He doesn't even have, the look. He has the Bane mask.
Okay.
And then you've seen Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
He's not that, brolic. So,
well, again, I think the point is for this guy to be a little bigger than the other dude. But that's interesting. I did not know they were going to go with that storyline.
Yeah, they will be. So there you go.
So I wonder if the movie is going to open with Adonis Creed beating that, what the hell was his name in the first movie? Pretty Ricky or whatever.
Yeah, Pretty Ricky.
end up beating him in a rematch. And
No, how about Pretty Ricky fights him?
Pretty Ricky fights Drago's son and dies in the ring.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I don't know. That might be too much deja vu. And then Drago's son said, well, like my dad said, if he dies, he dies. I'm a machine. Vladimir Putin designed me.
Like, damn,
I can't do Russian. Sorry.
Be like, there's no creativity when it comes to Hollywood.
I mean,
but yeah.
Yeah.
So the last topic before we close out the night, and I guess with this new structure, you know, we could actually probably hit an hour a lot better.
Yeah.
So we're a little bit over an hour, but we'll be closing less than an hour 15 on this. But have we reached the proverbial black hole to rebrand Going Streaking, my friend?
I think so. Let's think about it. There's not a lot going on in the NBA. I mean, there were some crazy trades, but
Team LeBron got hurt in the All-Star game.
But other than that, nobody wants to hear us talk about what happened to the Raptors versus the Knicks, unless there was a fight. So from now on, the only way you're going to hear us talk about sports is if there was something really big that happened, whether that's a scandal, a sexual assault.
Bill Belichick gets fired.
So, yeah, just big news. You know, maybe when football season comes back, we'll do maybe not our entire gauntlet of picks, but we'll just say our game of the week.
Well, will we do our own mock draft? Because you and I love mock drafts.
Well, I think we could do it for our respective teams before the draft comes up. We could do our simulator, and you could say who you think the Jets should take, and I say who the Cowboys should take, and
Seabass could do what the Browns take.
Oh God, he's so full of shit. He's not being a Browns fan. I mean, I'm sorry. I know being a Cowboys fan is tough, but dude, that's like going from having, you know, herpes to AIDS. You know, you don't jump on a worse STD, man. So, you know, say it was something manageable.
Oh gosh. Well, it could even be worse. We talk about the scouting combine.
I guess so. I mean,
see, we have reached the black hole. We're digging deep. That's why. That's my point. That's why I'm bringing up to El Guapo, talking about what do we talk about.
Yeah. Right? So really, moving forward, our format, we're going to talk about 4 or 5, maybe 6 topics that happen in the week, current events. We're going to try and stick with entertainment and pop culture.
Because there's more to talk about there.
Yeah, if there's anything political, unless it's really big, we'll probably stay out of it because, you know, bitching about Trump, you can find something to bitch about every day. Yeah. So unless it's really big, we'll stay out of politics. So just expect pop culture, entertainment, and anything juicy.
Yeah. So if you are a fan of the Black Panther movie about to come out, look forward to us to talk about it. Especially if you're also looking forward to the Tomb Raider movie coming out in March. And the fact that there's a Rampage movie coming out and you're a big fan of that video game. Look forward to us to either A, talking positive about it, or talking about how shitty it is. And maybe we can even talk about what our rating score will be measured on. Would it be measured by poop emojis or ice cream cone emojis?
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, right. It's about that time. We hit a little bit over an hour.
Yep.
All right.
So,
go ahead, Jed.
Well, next time we see y'all, maybe we got laid, maybe we did it. Valentine's Day would have passed, but who gives a damn? This was Going Streaking. I hope y'all had a good time. We'll always try to give you the naked truth about everything that is going on in life and pop culture itself. Take it easy. as Oguafu always has. He always has something cool to say. Anything to go with that?
Tip your waitresses, waiters, and in the words of Bill and Ted, be excellent to each other. Peace.
Peace.